But yeah, this is a classy affair. The wall of waifus, nothing could be more classy. Why do you think I'm wearing these excellent glasses? Because I'm an intelligent, structured individual who only connoisseurs the finest content on the internet.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Does that make me the D-Gen?
Yes, well, you can be D-Gen if you'd like. Yeah, someone's got to bring that energy. Well, we got to get it established. I will be running a series of polls in the background while we make our way today.
Oh, wonderful.
So everyone can contribute. And
Wonderful.
at the end, we'll take kind of a measure of the room, and I say we let the chat decide one that they can move up to 2 spaces or down 2 spaces.
Interesting. I created this Photoshop document. I did talk to Kyle, so this has been at least partially vetted by Kyle, but at the end of the day, I just went through and added everyone I could remember. And so we're going to go expansion by expansion, starting with Realm Reborn today.
I'm sorry to disappoint some of you in the room, but today will involve no monster girls, because we do have to
Draw
make it through a
lines
list
somewhere.
of some sort of size. So no monster girls today. They'll be in a future list. So, while we're laying ground rules, while we're kind of talking about, we're also in our mid-30s. So I think a lot of my influence is going to be based on how together you are. If I was in my 20s, I might be like, hell yeah, let's see what happens. I've got 10 years to spend. Let's see where it goes. But now I'm kind of like, you got to have a baseline togetherness to make it S tier.
Baggins said, we haven't even started, and I can already tell this is going to go smoothly. Have absolutely zero problems and end in pure harmony. Yes, 100%.
Yep. It's going to be beautiful.
We're celebrating so many subscribers to the channel by losing so many subscribers to the channel.
With absolute chaos.
That is what we are here to do today. So, Kyle, it means we are beginning the much memed within our community wall of waifus with a Realm
Excellent.
Reborn. And there's only one person I thought made any sense to start with. Minfilia time.
A tough one to start with. We see how responsible she is, and in the house running responsibility, help you do your taxes, kind of like hold everything together, ask you how your day was, you ask them how your day was, an equal exchange of energies. I think Minfilia would be an excellent S tier on the wall of waifus to get us going. However, they are also married to their work, which gives them less time with you.
So this is going to, we're starting off with a philosophical debate between you and me, because I am on record as saying I find the leaders of the group traditionally pretty boring in most fiction. I don't like the Cyclops. Leonardo is my least favorite Ninja Turtle. And you are the opposite. You love those characters and can't get enough of them. There's going to be one more factor that I'm going to be probably thinking about with everything we debate today, which is, can I imagine this character emblazoned on the side of a Japanese sports car? Can I envision a Natasha of this character? And I think Minfilia's stock is pretty high on that.
Does she usually have sleeves on?
I believe she usually has sleeves.
Okay, I've never really noticed because the midriff. Chat did bring up an interesting point, though, the Echo. So if you're looking to be at all unfaithful or scandalous in any way, the Echo could be a lot of trouble. Or even if you're just like, even if you casually throw out a little like, oh, I'm passing Target, but actually, you're not passing Target. You're still at the Home Depot. Like that, they would know when you got home, and that could be an issue.
What? How does your brain work?
It took years for my wife to know what was wrong with me. And now she instantly know. Like the second I get upset, Minfilia would be like, oh, and then right to my childhood. I want to start today. I don't think full S tier.
A with Minfilia.
Because I'd like, I would prefer a little bit. It's a dangerous world. I'd like a little bit of battle. I respect the minor, maybe bring home the bacon.
I would have gone with B, and I figured you would be coming in swinging harder against me on Minfilia. So I was perfectly ready to accept an A because I thought you were going to go for S.
Okay. No. We got to make a mark with our first S.
Okay. Well, Kyle, naturally, it only makes sense that we then turn our attention to Tataru.
Oh, yeah, the most evil of all signs.
Yes.
But would give you a rockin' birthday party.
To
Good
me,
with surprises.
Tataru is S tier I want to hang out with.
Yeah? I mean, what's the downside? Like a bit of a warrior, maybe? A little stressed sometimes.
Sass factor?
I think it's countered by the Omnicrafter. Excellent gifts on holidays.
Could be your
new
sugar
threads. Could be.
Could pay for you.
Yeah, you could spend your whole life adventuring. You wouldn't need to run the economy.
Yeah. However, Kyle, I think is being hurt by the Atasha factor. Yeah, Tataru strikes me more as one of those perforated stickers that makes it look like a passenger is sitting with you.
I agree.
I'm leaning A tier for Tataru.
Okay, let's
really
put him in
like
A.
Tataru.
Let's put him in A.
All right. Hanging out with her buddy Minfilia. Look at all the cries for S's. Look at it, Kyle. Look at it.
I know.
This one I think is going to be controversial, and I do want it known. I marked her with an asterisk, Ida. Because technically not Ida.
Yes.
However,
okay.
such a massive costume change that I feel deserves its own place on the board.
We do have her later, though, right?
Yes.
Like, I think F tier just for lying that you're your sister. That's not a way to start a relationship.
I'm going to pull out my first I know Kyle's preferences.
Oh?
So are you forgetting the power of the shorts?
The shorts are good. Yeah, you got some thigh highs. A mask can be quite seductive, too. She's got a good chin line for it. So, you know. But she also stole the outfit from her sister. That's not even her outfit.
Okay, so I'm looking at the bottom half here, dude. Where are we? Be yourself. Don't be someone else.
I don't think we go F because we'll probably have someone who's way crazier than someone kind of pretending very quietly to be their sister.
How are we feeling about D for impersonating a dead relative?
I think that's good. Yeah, because I don't want to throw them too deep down.
This is the first one I think we haven't been openly yelled at immediately, so I think this is a fair one. We need to get to what I think is one of the most popular waifus. If I'm taking public opinion into account, we're gonna rip a Band-Aid off pretty early, which is Y'shtola.
Oh wow!
We're going to Realm Reborn, which means we need to have this conversation right now.
There was a straight up glow up here. There was a Realm Reborn Y'shtola in her weird poncho thing with her stick with a couple of leaves on it, which did not inspire. Maybe inspired some. I would be interested to know in the chat if you've been loving your Y'shtola since A Realm Reborn. But I would assume...
Hi, I started in Limsa, yes.
Okay, I would assume the majority of people jumped on board, what with the open back and the earrings that aren't attached to the ears and the, all that kind of thing.
I like to assume it's tied into the hair. I would windmill slam S tier here.
I mean, I think people would just riot. I could make some sort of argument about keeping secrets, about being combative, perhaps.
There's a serious sass factor going on here that I think is great. There's an intelligence factor that I really like. Just all around fun. Also, I even, before I understood the character, just thought she was cool in Realm Reborn.
Yeah, and I think the Runar thing really showed off some cute factor too.
Yes.
You would expect her to be firm. I think a lot of people in our art channel draw her firm. However, when picked up by Runar, she was overwhelmed. She was Twitter-pated. She was frazzled, and I think that's a great juxtaposition. You got your cat in the streets and your cat in the sheets, and they're two very different things. Yeah, I think it's S tier.
Okay, I mean, if you're not going to fight me, then yeah.
I could just to be like a contrarian. It's just a little too Mickey Mouse for me, It's a little too like, it was sold that way. It's like when Alpha showed up and I was like, well, that's just merchandise. That doll was creepy, but I will not argue.
Next up, Kyle, I want you to know that you better choose your next words very carefully. Because next up, we have Merwhip.
She's got 2 guns with 2 barrels, 4 barrels.
Very strong, not afraid to, put a cap in your ass.
No, it has to be. Runs an entire pirate civilization and keeps it running. There'd be some like finish your carrots energy, for sure. But many people would be into that. And I'm sure the bottom of Limsa, if it doesn't already have a dungeon, absolutely has Merwhip's dungeon. Stern look. Kind of a cat nose? Are they? They're not like a cat person, right? Are they?
No. Been mentioning the Natasha thing. If I had to do a Natasha of a Final Fantasy 14 character, would probably be Merwhip with like the gun out.
I would go B.
B. I'm just gonna, I'm in control right now.
I think
so
that's
I'm gonna
fair.
exercise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna exercise my control. I've hit the save button, Kyle.
I like it. No, yeah, I got Minfilia there. We all agreed on Tataru, and I think we got 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for the chat. I think we're good.
All right. A for Admiral. All right, next we have Livia. Are you into armor, Kyle?
Yeah, the armor stays on, right? Like we never got to see a face.
The armor stays on.
Right, and like Power Rangers, they had little lips too on their faces, but they didn't look anything like them underneath. So we honestly don't know what they look like. They did have a measure of like responsibility in the Garlean Empire.
I get Azula energy.
Sure, take matters into their own hands.
Oh, is Lucia an identical twin? I know they were sisters. See, for me, just probably going to get murdered factor brings Livia a lot lower. Would make a pretty dope-ass car wrap, though. That's a good color combo to work with.
Okay, I had to look up what yandere was. I'm not familiar with that one.
I'm thinking Ida or lower for
she's
Livia
not
here.
She's not nuts, right? Yeah, I think we start in D. That'll give us the range we're looking for.
Yeah.
But, she's not like nuts.
Got the Azula energy.
I think E.
Pretty strong contender for F in my opinion, so I'm going to go with that.
I think we could move her down. With time, we could move them down.
All right, Kyle. It's time for me to be careful about what I say.
Okay, where are we going?
Yugiri does show up in Realm Reborn.
Yes, that's right. Yes, but they had the Tally energy because they're wearing the hood the whole time. I mean, I like the mystery. The mystery of Tally's face in Mass Effect. When revealed was a huge disappointment.
Okay.
And first aura, right? Maybe not like the first aura we interacted with, but definitely one of the first. Because they had the tail, the like kind of bony tail. And the horn, the big like ear hat was kind of weird. But, it was seductive.
I was expecting a more passionate instant response from you.
Oh, I mean, that's because I'm trying to have things to say that's not just S tier. I think she's adorable. I love her nervousness. I think she's an excellent assassin. And the kind of tsundere nervousness really plays into that well. They're kind of like, oh, you noticed me. I'm hiding over here. I was just listening to your conversation. I think she's adorable. I think it's a shame that she hasn't been around much recently.
I agree. I agree with everything you said. Loyal. Also, a factor we haven't really brought up. Good in a fight,
Yeah.
You leaving the movie theater. You had a date night. Start to get the Wayne's Batman experience. Getting mugged in an alley. It ain't going down like that with Yugiri.
This is important too. The horns are not obtrusive for kissing or anything like that. It's important to note. I mean, granted, she can't lay on a pillow on her back, but she can be kissed without injury.
I can tell one of us has played a lot more Dungeons and Dragons than the other.
You do have to worry about these sort of things. Now, would I go S? While they are my personal waifu, and in my personal headcanon, they would have come to the first with us because the whole attachment thing. So the game did me wrong in that regard. I like the nervous energy. I'd go S, but I think I'll meet you at A.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it. You didn't fight on your Stola.
Hell yeah.
I was bracing for it. So next up, we have Lucia.
Yeah. All business.
I really like Lucia. I can see her proximity to Amaric being a negative for some people.
We're not factoring that in. And plus, Amaric is available for us. Because he's the only person to invite me to dinner so far.
I don't know.
Couldn't live there forever.
I think Lucia is like A+ relationship material.
They did hide the fact that they were Garlean for a time. With
not
the
very
headband
long in the grand scheme of things, though.
And honestly, of all the people on this list that I've been concerned about, I would put Lucy at the bottom of it. Like, look at everybody we have. Like, if there was an invasion of the Source, who do you think you would need to save first? Not Lucia. Yeah, Yugiri would get scared and then be like hiding in a bush and it'd be adorable. But, they wouldn't be leading anything. Lucia, you'd come back to and they're leading the resistance.
Yashola would do some awesome shield magic, but inevitably get stabbed and have to go to a hospital.
I think this was a relationship that would develop out of friendship. And I think that's worth valuing. But at the moment, with our current 5.3 location, I think it's B tier. Oh, who?
Ysael does show up in A Realm Reborn.
They are charismatic. I mean, they do lead a cult. You got to be charismatic to lead a cult.
I swear to God, Kyle, if the words variety factor leave your lips, I don't think I'll be able to finish this stream.
No, you could do that with a costume. You don't need primals. And so memories that aren't her own could be difficult in the relationship. She's in love with Hraesvalgr. In this sort of imaginary scenario, Iceheart, the primal, would have memories of being in love with you. So they'd be kind of obsessive. But then we get into the whole problem of that she'd be your dead wife. That'd be a pretty big turnoff, I think. If you're looking for new love, someone shows up, hey, I can summon your wife.
I think what we're getting into is being passionate a positive or a negative for you. Because I think it's a positive.
I mean, they did grow. Her and Estinian would have adopted a Moogle and lived happily ever after. It would have been absolutely adorable.
For reasons I can't quite articulate, I will just say crushed on Ysael pretty hard. So she starts pretty high on the list for me. I'm looking at A tier, and I don't know if she goes A for me.
Yeah, I think she's a little. I think she could become excited, but she's a little flat in that regard. Just not energetic. And it's hard to imagine her in the waifu sphere, but kind of like Lucia. I think a B tier.
So in my starter list, we have one more left for Realm Reborn, which means we're closing out with Moonbrita, which Kyle, would like to start something. I think we get a Moonbrita tier. I think Moonbrita ascends beyond conventional tier captivity.
I kind of agree with that.
Really? I was expecting some pushback.
I mean, mysteries points, you get points for being mysterious, and we don't know much about her. But if you can get Oriange frazzled out of his shell, I think that's a pretty healthy relationship blossoming there. I would take good care of you. I think it would be a healthy relationship.
Okay.
You could both paint minis together.
Instant crush for me, and intrigue in the character went to 11 because she just wasn't around that long. And if you notice any other extra space, don't read into it. Don't read into it.
Oh, something else.
Don't read into it at all.
Something else is coming. We do have Kami-sama, right? That's coming up, right?
Because
we have riots in the chat.
Include Kani-sana because if you have a model that looks like a teenager or a child, I did not include you.
Oh, right, because the magic thing. Yeah, okay.
So, like, the twins wouldn't be on this list, for example.
Absolutely.
It's a Jessie from Sid Ironworks Group. That is a good suggestion.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. However, I don't like her chances.
I don't like her chin strap.
Nor do I. And it's it's the first image I found.
Obviously, outfits can change. And, we had some lovely comments that came in. And I'm so happy you're not just basing it all on appearances. I don't think this is an appearance thing. I think if you make a conscious effort to wear that piece of armor, which is widely available, I think you're kind of weird. It is an extremely weird piece of armor. Now, I guess you could headbutt somebody. Maybe you could chin. Doing any sort of attack with your chin just sounds like a really bad idea. Maybe protecting your chin, maybe she had a bad experience.
I'm just gonna go down.
No, wait, hang on. People I don't even know are in C. No, hell no, no.
Nah, she's just in it for the merchandise, man.
But Jessie would be okay. So first of all, there could be like a
monetize your feelings.
So did you ever see 40-Year-Old Virgin where the lady shows up and she just starts selling his stuff on Etsy or eBay?
I'm surprised you've seen a movie.
I think Jessie would sell your stuff. Like she'd come into your house.
Okay, so
start dating and start selling your
F
but not below Warframe. No, not below Warframe. Above Yeet at the very least. She is not F tier. She is excitable. She's a cutie. I disagree with the face thing, but
you
maybe there's something I don't know.
said she would rob you.
But it would be like you'd make a lot of money. Maybe you don't need those action figures. And I think that after that initial hump where they sell your stuff online, there could be, and that's exactly what happened in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? Like, she sold all his stuff, and then they bought it back because she realized how important it was to him, and that she was farming him for a buck.
To me, Jessie is a character that every time she shows up, I go, oh no. So this is the first character where I'm like hardcore F tier for me.
But she likes Nero. I give her points for that. At least C.
I think C is extremely generous.
Too generous.
I'm going F. I'm out of the equation. Where would you put Jessie?
Above Warframe, certainly. Above Yida, 100%. I don't even know these other two in C.
So C.
So I would
you go C?
I put her at the top of C. I don't think you could compete with Iceheart or Livia. That's fair.
Okay,
Let's
so
go
I went
C,
F.
top of C.
You say C, so D is still generous.
D is still generous. Okay, hang on. We're pulling.
We can put Ida lower if that's the problem.
People want B or C. I agree. Give him C.
I disagree with this.
She's very responsible. She knows your friends. She already has your contact. She probably calls your mother up, talks about you behind your back a little bit.
That is such a negative. Shall we begin with Heavensward, which means it's time for a character that got a lot of energy when we got to this point in the game. Hilda.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A lot of Hilda fans out there, and I count myself among them. Scrappy, awesome costume.
Useless lackeys, though. I kept those two fools with her at all times.
Well, it really just, she's so cool, she doesn't need them, is how I would spin that.
Took a shot at Joey Heavensward there when he was on top of the building. That was pretty cool. No cares given.
Joey Heavensward? There's something that I rather enjoy in somebody, and this extends into real life, which is I want somebody who can hold their own if a mosh pit breaks out at a concert.
Yeah. Doesn't need a lot of work, Hilda. You gotta, I think you would see them occasionally. It would be a long distance relationship. But, when you meet up,
I'm with Healing
best
Blight,
friends.
who says she starts the mosh pit.
I think it's a solid contender for B tier.
B tier. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to come in with a starting suggestion of A tier.
A is fair.
And you just made me take someone from F and put them in C.
Okay, I'm fine with A. A is perfectly fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can have an A? All right. Also in Heavensward, Kyle.
Okay.
We meet Matoya.
A lot of magic. The floor is sweeping itself. That's a pretty good plus. Never do chores again. Ancient artifacts.
Hadn't thought that. Also, those frogs are pretty
Sassy,
adorable.
Cute pets. Yup. Lots of energy. Would take as much as they give, She does not suffer fools gladly, and I think that's an excellent trait. I don't want to waste my time. And I think Matoya would not waste my time.
I think so, too.
She has her own song. I mean, a lot of them have their own song. We're starting at B, at the very least.
Yeah, at least. I don't think there's any world where Matoya goes lower than B, and we get out of here with our lives. Oh my
think
goodness.
A. I think you go A for Matoya. I think you go A.
I'm down with A. Who wouldn't love their waifu to become the coolest witch as you age into your golden years?
Got their own cave, a whole tower, too,
Oh
in the
my
back
God,
of the
you're
cave.
right. Dakeout, thank you for the super. I did have to consult the how old are they wiki for this next one because I thought they were the same age as Alphino, but according to the Final Fantasy XIV wiki, Kryl is on the board. I absolutely adore Kryl with like every fiber of my being.
Yeah, Kryls. And dedicated, certainly, as we've seen in Shadowbringers, like their own health on the line as they continue to heal.
Yes.
So committed. Sense of humor, dark sense of humor, no less, too.
Dark sense of humor and a sass factor.
Yeah. The Pikachu hat's a little weird.
Yeah, but also kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
There might be a few Kigurumis in the house, so it is not an alien concept to me to have animal ears. Yeah, I would lean towards S tier for Kryl. I think Kryl is freaking awesome, and I'm into brains. I'm into into smart people.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like you could fully trust them in all regards, and if you had some heavy stuff going on, they would be a shoulder 100%.
If you take the Atasha factor, do I think I'm gonna see thirsty stickers for sale on Instagram? No.
I didn't think I'd go for it, but I do like S for Kryl. I do like, Grubs are being like the mature waifu. I mean, we are 35, so we do take into account like, would they be responsible in my life? Would they hold me back?
There's a factor we haven't really cited that much today, which is do they have their shit together, which I think carries a lot of weight with both Kyle and myself.
Xenos kidnapped her, not Totaro. Points. Good point.
That is a very good point. Yep. Yeah. A lot of Heavensward was already covered in Realm Reborn, so with what I've pre-prepared, we are ready to move into Stormblood, which means there's only one character we could possibly start with.
Okay.
It's time for Lise. I liked Lise the whole time. I thought Lise was cool and fun, and I liked the journey that Lise went on. I know that is not the case for everyone that played Stormblood.
Sure. Lacks tact.
100%, yes.
There's going to be some rough conversations at the dinner table. Introducing your parents would be a bit of an ordeal. Like, whatever you do, don't bring it up. And they're bringing it. They're bringing it up.
I have mentioned I value intelligence. That's maybe a negative here.
They're not worldly.
They become so by the end of Stormblood.
Yeah. And as far as like a moral compass goes, they have a good moral compass. They're a good person at heart. I think you're going to run into, I think right next to Iceheart is kind of where my mind leads because, they both have identity issues. They're both figuring themselves out a lot.
Yeah. See, this is where I get more grumpy about Ironworks Lady.
Because just seeing them below makes you...
Yeah. This is where I
don't even know those other two. I've never even met them. We have experience. And Jesse's also like saved us, right? Multiple times, like, sent in supplies or scheduled an airship well or something like that. Like they can be relied on.
All right. Yatsuyu time.
I mean, F, right? Because they're nuts. Like even Amnesia couldn't fix them. There is no...
With the costume and the haircut, dude. The costume and the haircut.
I mean, but we're looking for wives here. Only one waifu or you mess up your lifeu. That's the phrase. And you only get one, and I don't think.
I think we're learning that Kyle doesn't want to be dommed.
I don't want to be injured.
This is big. I can fix your energy.
Yes. We could take them outside their villainy. How old is Yatsuyu? She's pretty set in being nuts, is my point. And then you're marrying into that family, too. You got to take that factor. Now you have a brother-in-law named Asahi. You have two of the worst parents in the universe. That's the family you want to get involved with?
Yatsuyu, with everything you just said, I would windmill slam the Skeletor joke's on you, I'm into that shit meme here.
Oh, and where does that take you?
You put Jesse on C, so I have a pretty hard line here, because you basically made C my F tier.
Wow. I mean, our top is all very responsible.
This is S tier. You knew it was wrong going into it, but you had an unforgettable experience.
Wow.
You were forever changed.
Well, that much would be true. You get cigarette burns on you. Like, it would just be horrible.
I think crazy needs to be represented. I'm just saying.
We need range. We need range in the S tier. Yes. Something for everybody. All right. Yep. Okay. We're polling the audience. I mean, the people have spoken. SA.
I think as far as the people I'm pretty sure would murder me, I think Yatsuyu is an S tier. I'll probably regret this.
You die, but you die happy. With a smile on your face.
Okay, speaking of you'll probably die.
Okay.
Fordola's up next.
Oh, tough call.
I immediately saw an F followed by an S in chat.
Fordola is the character I want to revisit most. It is clear that they've turned over some sort of leaf, which is very commendable. Now they are, responsible for some serious war times.
Definitely good in the fight.
Yep, the Lakshmi Part 2.
Just may fight you. Extra points for making my least favorite trial an even cooler solo duty.
I'd like it for an Ironvolt hooked up. I think that'd be cute. Not that we're factoring that in, of course, here.
I think you can take your own personal fanships into account. I think that's perfectly fair.
Sure.
Again,
sure.
Kyle, it's your list. You're 50% of this list. Also, I like there's just cool factor. I think Fordola is cool as hell. Like Fordola is like the rule of cool as a person. Also got that barbarian energy going on. Yeah.
And she's invading her home, but she's trying to defend. She's a nuanced character. Yeah, Fordola. I really like Fordola.
I do too. I don't know if I don't like her more than Ysael though. And again, someone put Ironworks Lady at C. So I don't see any world where I put Fordola lower than Ysael.
You couldn't people watch on a date though. The unwilling Echo would be a tough date companion. You could not go to Chili's. Dates would be at home in range of, maybe a pet, but even then, maybe the cat walks by and you're like, licked your nuts all day. And now you live that memory.
I should have fought for Ysael to be higher. Okay. I'm fine with that for now.
Okay.
And there's going to be, it just doesn't get easier from here, sir, because
no, it's getting
Sadu
hard.
Is next.
Okay. This is the one you have the tier for, right? You have Sadu tier up top, just waiting. That's the surprise, the Sadu tier.
I don't.
It's not Sadu tier. Oh, dear. Okay, so we've all had this friend. Super cool to you one-on-one. But anytime you're in a group, they just knock you down. You're the butt of all the jokes, constantly ripping on you. I think Sadu would be a great one-on-one companion. But the second you get in front of the people of the step, I think you'd be trash. You would constantly be getting made fun of. There'd be that battle at the dinner table where they're stabbing you with a fork, but you have a knife, it'd be constant war, but it would also be very hot. So depending on what you're into.
The general just hot energy, I think does a lot of heavy lifting here.
And what if you get a tummy ache? They're going to call you weak, tell you clutch
Maybe
a throne of
that,
lies. Kyle. No,
Maybe.
I don't. I cry when I barf. I hate barfing. And they're going to be there they won't hold my hair. They're not going to do anything to help. They won't even bring me a snack. Now, as a gym companion.
Sadu lives near the top of the list. For me, I think the debate is A or S.
I mean, you get points just for dissing Magni.
That too. I think we start in A.
Okay.
And we did say we would have a chat with chat for some closing of ranks. Well, there's one more character in Stormblood that, to me, resonates in my memory from chat losing their shit. For some people, she might be a bit of a sleeper, but we haven't talked about Minago.
Okay. They were Boy Scout. They were eager beaver. You know, they'd be the type that would like go get gas in the car. They're gonna come home. Like it's not like a a milk and cigarettes kind of thing, but they just want to go outside. Like they've just been indoors all day.
Kind of what breakups have you been through?
They want to supply you with adventures and some sort of goal. Like you don't just go for walks. You go get a snack. You go to a restaurant. There's got to be a goal at the end of the date. It's true we don't know much about them, but in that time we spent together, they were eager, extremely responsible. The car, I think they love cars for you. I think they'd be really into cars. You know, they want a well-tuned. They change their own oil.
Oh, that's true.
They're not there yet, but much like Ripley and Aliens, they'd want to see how the gun works. So I'd be tempted to put them in C tier because that's kind of where we have our side characters that we don't know much about. But I think they graduate to B. What do you think?
I think she's super cute. Time to start Shadowbringers?
Sure, bring it. What you got?
All right. Which means we're starting with Lena, which I think, Kyle, deserves a surprise tier.
So this is the one you're holding in reserve.
Yes, I think Lena is too cool, too responsible, too, like, all the factors.
Yeah, I don't think they're toxically tough. They're tough, but they're aware of their emotions. They have a great relationship with their grandpa. Responsible, passionate.
Wonderful hair.
Caring. I mean, it's easy to put them in their own surprise tier list because then we don't have to debate anything. I do like that, but it feels like cheating. And look at that commitment. It'd be a peaceful life. You would have a peaceful life. Y'shtola would not give you a peaceful life.
It's a simple life.
You'd always be on the move. Kids would be changing schools every couple of years because some new passion project. She gets caught in the live stream again. You got to go pick her up. You know, like, I mean, you would die happy. Yeah, I support the bonus tier. I support the bonus
Hell
tier.
yes.
Y'shtola would totally forget to pick up the kids from soccer. That's just all the time.
100%.
Disaster of
100%. We're going to circle back around on some chat suggestions because I feel some side characters have been missed. And maybe you can make an argument that this next group. I feel like we should talk about some characters in conjunction because we have all the Thanos sisters to talk about. I don't want to hear that chat wasn't represented because this was in the back of my head. I was like, chat will kill me.
I mean, we only see them as a troop, but they're all very different people. I couldn't tell you their names.
Well, Simet and Nuimet are like troublemakers. They're constantly messing with each other, and Almet has her shit together.
All right, who's in the middle?
Simet.
So that's top tier for me.
I'm just learning that Kyle likes bangs.
Do I like bangs?
Kyle having an awakening right now.
Bangs? Well, you're responsible for Yatsuyu, so that's not me. That's not me. But you're right about Yagiri, who basically has the exact same haircut. You got Blossom.
Oh, shoot.
Buttercup and Bubbles. Yeah, it's the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah,
essentially
that's better.
Yeah. Kyle likes bangs and the ability to lie.
It's not lying. It's tactile truthing. And I think that all stories should be told in a certain order is all.
So I enjoy a troublemaker. So I think we're kind of tied.
Then you have the responsible one, a little boring, a little cyclopsy. I do like that, but I don't really know much about them.
Listen, I'm gonna just make some moves. Some moves. We can move them. But how is this feeling for you?
I think in terms of the waifuing of the waifu tier list, I think that's right. I think responsibility, the leader. Literally taking care of the children is a nice touch there with B. And, you know, the other ones fool around because they have the responsibility of the eldest.
All right. Again, I couldn't help but think of chat while putting some Shadowbringers characters together. And so I didn't think we were going to get out of this experience without talking about the jongleurs. It is required by tier list law. And I got to say, the only thing doing any heavy lifting here is the costume. They were super stoked about feeding you people bread.
Was this our first F?
Any defense?
No, I can't.
Okay.
They're committed to their work, I guess is my defense. They love their job.
All right, Kyle, I think it's time to turn to the chat because there's been some outcries for injustices in characters left off this list. Yeah, the one I've seen the most is Sirena. Let me find.
Is a cutie.
Let me find an image here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe not. Oh wow. Going for the puppy dog eyes on that.
Literally the first thing that popped up.
I mean, not the best trait for the steps. It worked out for them because of us, but I don't, I think they would have gotten eaten alive out there without our help.
Yeah, that's fair. I really like Cyrena.
I do like Cyrena.
I'm surprised that I forgot. But by the end, especially where you leave off when you leave the steps, like Cyrena is like a total bro by the end.
True. They believe in you and your mission. They support you full-heartedly with minimal convincing or side questing. They don't make you jump through hoops for the relationship is a good factor. However, my big downside is anytime you wanted to go anywhere or anything, they'd have to call their grandma first. And that'd get a little bit laborious.
I like grandparents. You just gave me a positive, Kyle.
And it's a crystal grandma, no less. Like the grandma's always like, sending essential oils and crystals and, and you'd be like trying to decide what's for dinner. And Cyrena would be like, hold on, I have that. My grandma loves this. And she'd get out like the chain with the little rock on it. And it would like decide what she's having for dinner.
Has a healthy relationship with her family. That's a really big positive to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
For me, Cyrena is A tier.
I think that's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who was next? I don't know how you sail as B, but we're gonna close ranks, and I'm gonna have words about this. I don't know how I got talked into that one. Dulia Chai. I purposely left Dulia Chai off because Dulia Chai reminds me of my mother at times.
That's fair.
However,
yep.
Doesn't remind Kyle of his mother. So
no. It's tough to remove her from her codependency, and codependency isn't always a bad thing, but it's of all the characters we've done so far, it's hard to separate the Chais because they really are one person.
They're very different people though.
Yes.
I would argue.
Yes.
I would argue on that. They're very different.
But that's why I'm saying it's a codependency. It's not necessarily a bad thing, like codependency often expressed in a negative way. However, without you becoming the child, like a lot would be asked of you. You'd be taken on, your queen. This would be drop them off at the door when you go to Home Depot. That's not the right store. JCPenney's. And then you go park the car and they'll wait for you. They're not going to be rude about it. They're not going to start shopping without you, but you would drop them off at the front door. You would go get the car. You would place the orders. It'd be tiring at times. However, in terms of like a human being, I mean, yeah, they're innocent. They are kind. They are naive. And so when you're like, hey, rent went up this year, they'd be like, what? That happens? And you'd be like, yes, it happens every year. We have this conversation every year. And then they'd be all sad about it because, the way of life is falling apart. And you'd be like, no, it's okay. I'll take on the financial burden. It's okay.
We're just gonna do a little.
The responsibility would be sometimes exhausting.
I feel the need for an asterisk on this one.
Okay, because you feel unqualified.
I feel incapable of ruling a judgment. Where do you put Dulia?
I'd put him C, but only because of the burden that it would take to run the relationship. It's not something I'm looking for. I mean, look at my A's and S's, right? Like
we're breaking some hearts. Hearts. What if? Because I can't live with this anymore. How do you feel about that?
I do. I like the order of B. I think that's really solid. Oh man, yeah, this is hard.
Yeah, it gets hard when you close ranks, doesn't it?
I want. If you're gonna move up Ysayle, I want you to move up Fordola.
I really like Fordola, so I'm not gonna fight that.
Yeah,
I think Fordola rules. I think we both have a soft spot for tragic characters.
Yeah, but like being willing to, being aware of your tragedy and working on it, and yeah, Fordola would totally like yell at you, but then they'd be like, "I'm sorry, I had a rough day at work. I'm working on it. I just need some time to myself." And you'd be like, cool, I'm glad you know what you need.
Oh, Tesleen. I'm going to be honest, I left Tesleen off purposely because she bums me out.
We can always save her for the Monster Girls list.
Oh, you bastard.
I would never ask her about her day. Ever. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know what children who turned into a senior and flew away. I just don't. But I think she could handle that. I think she'd be okay leaving her job at the workplace.
That's mean, Kyle.
It's mean?
It's mean.
Mean?
Not asking someone about their day.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't want to take it on. I'm saying I'm too weak to handle hearing those stories. I wouldn't marry a cop because I wouldn't want to hear those stories at the end of the day. Grant, I don't.
Jesus makes a face.
But I've seen enough like cop dramas where the comes home, puts his hat, damn it. Not again. You're a good cop. And that that whole conversation.
All right, so we need to decide between B or C. I have no negatives beyond just thinking of Tessalina makes me sad.
I think you go next above Chai there. You just because you know we got this like tier of almost like maturity, and Tessalina is very together.
You know, we made a grave error. I made a grave error.
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't thinking about role quests.
Oh,
we need to talk about Giat.
Oh, I can't wait to do Granson. Can we just skip straight to Granson?
Skip Granson.
Straight to Granson.
That'd be husbandos.
I don't know how to bring this up, but I think Giat might be having a bit of a drinking problem.
Possibly,
could
but
be a bit of a.
Are you looking for a party?
True, they would be an encourager, which is very important in parties. Insulting, true, Eric, but also like kind of fun. I don't think the insulting ever like.
I come from a Northeastern background, and ball busting is considered endearing. To me, that's a positive.
And I mean, one of my classic rips on Minfilia is that, you know, I want to adventure with someone. I want to have a fighter. And I'd have my tank for my healer. It'd be a good match.
By the end of that role quest, I really liked Giat.
Yeah, because I'm getting myself like hit in the face and Yagiri's stealthing out.
If this was just if this was the tier list of characters, Giat would be windmill slammed into S tier right now.
I think Sorcato has it right. I think we do a new tier.
That's a lot of singular tiers.
I mean, we already have two, you know, they're really on their own level. G tier. The excursions to the drinking, great cruise buddy. And Giat would like if it was just the two of you and they put you at a table with two other people, still a great time. I can't say that about everybody on this list. I think they're very much in their own tier.
Okay. While this is our list, we are giving some weight to public opinion.
Just like Sadhu up there.
I agree with that, personally.
I think that'd be unhealthy.
I'm reading into this as Kyle must be in charge. That's how I'm reading into this. New emote just dropped. Who this? Nanamo. How old is Nanamo? 21. I'm about to get flamed. We forgot Nanamo. Mostly because I made this list, and Kyle, I don't really like Nanamo.
I mean, you get exposed to them more when you do the old intro and all that. They're not quite as codependent as the Chais, but Rabban and Nanamo, it's just, they're so cute together. Gives up too easily, trying to abdicate the throne at every turn.
Too into herself. Always talks about herself, no one else.
Yeah, there's a burden of responsibility being a princess / queen. They got a lot of stress in their life. I'm not going to say they don't. You know, they do the dress up thing where they go out into the world and see the world, but that means they're very innocent to a fault. Can't hold their liquor when it's poisoned.
No. Can't see obvious red flags coming a mile away.
You know, Rabban wasn't exactly riding the best coaches around town. So, you know, even if you might think you might have a sugar mama in it, all that money's tied up in politics. I think C.
My bias coming into it, one of my least favorite main characters. I also kind of blame the game for not giving enough time to my favorite leader.
I think Nanamo, if you married Nanamo, I think you get a full D-gen on your hands. Never leaves the house, you know, laying around, eating chips, bunch of pets, like always taking in new pets. There'd be so many pets because they need her.
We've destroyed chat. I had to sit through an entire expansion of least slander. You all deserve this.
We don't know who Nashu is. I've never met a Nashu.
Oh, from Hildebrand.
Oh, the one with the bombs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has been a long time since we Hildebranded did. But yeah, Nashu has to go on here.
That smile is disturbing.
I chose this photo for a reason.
Well, I mean, they make you laugh. You know, a sense of humor.
I really like Nashu, even though I completely left them off the list and forgot.
Man, they're fine.
I think B, and not just because bombs.
It's tough to get a read on their personality when they're surrounded by such absurdity.
Kyle is cooking.
I mean, I agree. I agree that, like, you know, being able to roll with that absurdity is a powerful advantage. Life is absurd, and having somebody that can take a giggle of it is pretty good. Yeah, I'm feeling B. I like B.
Oh, Renda Ray. Yeah, because we're doing role quests, right? Renda Ray is barely a character.
Yeah, I'd say save that for extended list. That's pretty off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Points for great sense of hearing, I guess.
Oh, shit. Y'all reminded me of Makoto. She's freaking adorable.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We're doing this now.
She is adorable. Yeah, she's super cute.
Yeah, I really like
what a nerd. What an absolute nerd, too.
Massive nerd, yes.
Yeah,
big
like
nerd
the
energy.
Ghostbusters nerd.
If Siri was a person, oh my God, I just activated my Siri.
I mean, A or above for me, man. I think they're adorable.
Yeah, I really like Makoto. It doesn't go above Ysayle, though.
I mean, I would smile through most of what they're saying because I don't understand the ether terminology, but I'm glad they have passions. You know, like I spout some nonsense too.
I like that. So if we're getting into raids, technically 2B is canon.
Oh, yeah, technically.
I feel like that's cheating because I feel like 2B is just one of the most famous waifus in the history of waifus.
Also, I wouldn't rate him highly, so do we want to go down that road?
You wouldn't rate 2B highly?
No, they're a synthetic robot with their own business going on. I don't think they want love at all.
Oh my, are you ready for this heat?
Sure, bring it. They're not interested. Like
wow.
poor Joey Shorts is like trying to just get her to say his name the way he wants to be said, and she's like, get out of here. Is it just the boob port? Is that like tell me what the appealing factor other than boob port?
I've got an idea, Kyle. Here we go.
Scared of chat?
There
okay, fair. Yeah,
there we go.
Fair.
That's how we get out of here alive. Any closing of ranks, Kyle? Is there anything on here that's not sitting right with you?
We'll put it to the applause. We'll let just holler who it is that is too low that you would like to see moved up. Yeah, let's do Sato and Nanamo.
Who should move up a tier? I refuse to vote.
Okay, if that's the case, then we will honor the request and move Sato up
All
one
right.
rank.
Sato gets S tier.
All right.
I can live with that.
Next order of business would be who is too high. All right, let's do Yatsuyu, Minfilia, and Jesse.
No, Tataru totally makes this list. Wow, Minfilia haters coming out.
Wow, really? Minfilia is leading the way?
I'm very surprised by this. All the way down to B.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
I'm
heartbroken.
Devastated.
I feel like no one's happy, so this is a success.
Yes, well, yeah, exactly. That's how voting works. I think there's some winners here. I think S tier is pretty good. Sadu's cheating, but I know a lot of people like her, so you know I get it. I get a lot of people went with that one.
I think by popular demand, let's see. They all getting mentioned a lot. Goes by they, them, so could go on any list. One of my favorite characters in Shadowbringers, which I feel doesn't get mentioned enough because I feel I have a reputation for not loving this section of the story. But this is my favorite part of Ilmeg, is hanging out with the Fae.
I'm not much for being pranked though, and I think you get pranked.
You would 100% get pranked.
Your house
April Fool's Day would be
hell.
Terrifying.
Wouldn't have to buy a plane ticket though, because they can get real small.
They can also just teleport
around.
Essentially.
Yeah. So you wouldn't need one at all. She defends you from that's in your time of need. They defend you from pranks, because they're responsible. Amongst the absurdity, they're responsible, but in isolation, I think they would return to their pranking. However, we have a lot of really strong personalities in A, and I kind of like putting them in A.
Awesome hair and later on like S tier dress though.
It is a
strong makeup
cool
game,
sure.
rad high fantasy ears. I think I'm pulling for S on Feol.
You're going for S?
Sir, in your mind, I know you don't know cars well. Also imagine Feol emblazoned on a car, full Titania regalia.
Oh, sure. No, it looked good. Can you use sparkle paint? Like you just make a whole car look like a Lisa Frank binder?
Yeah, you could. You could 100%
be very
do that.
Sparkly.
This day with wraps, you can do whatever you want.
I just can't think, like nothing would get done, like rates are going up on insurance and they'd be like, yeah, should I go stab them in the balls for you? And you're like, no, that's not.
That's not how we address this problem.
No.
Okay, I agree with that.
I'd go A.
That's a good point. That's a good point. The mischief factor, I think we both agree, is a bit of a detractor. There is, however, I think a very reasonable suggestion in chat right now. Flamine.
Oh, Cat Grandma.
Yes.
She's a rock. Like, A tier, I think, just out of all the accreditations I've required throughout this entire stream. Like, not flashy by any means. I don't think you go on any grand adventures, but just a solid waifu. Like, that is safe picking. What's your favorite color? Blue. You're like, yeah, they're the blue. No one's doing royal purple or getting weird.
I'm down for A. I think this is it, Kyle.
Yep, I think print it.
All that's left to do now, Kyle, is announce or debate when we would do a Wall of Husbandos.
Oh, it should definitely come before Monster Girls.
You want to call it 35K?
Oh, that'd be soon. I think that's fair.
I'm just saying, so it's not so far in the distance.
Yeah, no, I don't want
the
to
wall
take
of waifus is left hanging.
Yeah, I don't want to make them wait too long. I like it.
I'm into it. For now, this is the official grinding gear wall of waifus.
The official list.
I hope you enjoyed it, chat.
We're all walking away horribly happy and horribly injured with a perfect tier list.